I.Eat.Games, yeah.
Hey partners, Mark here, and I thought I would throw together a basics video for the camp because it can be a little confusing. I know I got a little confused when I first got here. It's a little overwhelming. There's a ton of stuff to do. So hopefully this helps some people out. So let's get started. We're going to start over here with Arthur's tent. Now in Arthur's tent, we have a trunk down here, and this is where you can change your clothes, and it's important because not only do you want to look cool, you also need to put on the right attire for the temperature. So if you look in the bottom left, you can see which outfits are suitable for hot temperatures or for average temperatures, and that's also important because it affects your health and your stamina. There's also a bed. So this is where we can sleep and bypass the time. We can rest. And there's also some other goodies and knickknacks around here. I don't know if there are going to be trophies and things from the story missions that sort of start collecting. That would be really cool if it does. But don't forget to check back here and look for things. Also, this is where you shave. So if you want to remain clean shaven, you got to do this every once in a while, and people will treat you differently. Now in the back, if you look, you can see the little bullet icon. That is the ammunition. So back here, you can refill your ammunition. If you see an exclamation mark, then that means you need to come back over to the ledger, which I'll talk about in a little bit. You can refill supplies like ammunitions and provisionings and tonics, those kinds of things. So this is Duchess Tent. Now, Duchess Tent, there's not a ton of stuff you can do. You can later on upgrade his tent to improve morale and the donation amounts from the various people in the camp. And then later on, you can upgrade it some more, and it actually will turn, like, you can fast travel from a wagon, which is super helpful. But also back here, something really important. You can contribute. You can basically donate food and pelts and jewelry and other things, and that stuff will go towards your upgrades for the camp. So be sure you take things and donate. You can donate money directly or jewelry or stuff like that. And then you have the ledger. So the ledger, that actually does not unlock until you complete Strauss's mission. It is money, lending, and other sends. So once you do that for him, then the ledger will be here and visible, and you can use it. Now, when you do that mission, just be sure that you do just one debt, because he's going to give you like 3 or 4 people to go visit. Just do the closest one, come back, talk to him, and then the ledger will be here in camp for you to use. And the ledger is important because not only can you do some minor upgrades, and you can see who's contributing what, but this is where you can start increasing the amount of tonics and premium liquors that you have. You can see medicine, provisionings, and there's the ammunitions I was talking about. If you go down to the very bottom where it says restock, that is where you're going to spend your money and refill that stuff. So again, if you, on the mini map, if you see a tiny little exclamation mark next to one of these icons, that just means it needs to be restocked. Okay, so let's head over to, gosh, Arthur walks so slowly in camp. He can't really run. Okay, so over here we have health supplies. So health supplies, there's not a lot to it. When you come back here, this is where you can take and grab medicine. And remember, it's basically free. So come back here and restock for stuff. That's what it's there for. And if you need to restock it, head over to the ledger. Next to him, Strauss's wagon, this is the butcher, Pearson. So he does a lot. So you can donate stuff to camp, like food and meat and feathers and fat and other things, and that's going to go directly to the camp and also towards the provisions. But you can also craft upgrades, and this is where you can start upgrading your satchel, lodging, camp tables, all these things. And all this stuff is going to boost morale. It's going to make your camp better. You're going to be able to produce more stuff. So you want to work on that. Back here, near the butcher, this is where the provisions are. So some of the stuff that you dump for donations will show up here, but also You can refill this at the ledger if that exclamation mark is by that icon. And back over here, this is the Grub. This is cool. So over here, you can come here every day and you can get a free meal, get some stew. But also, more importantly, you can get coffee right over here. Pour coffee. So when you get coffee, what's great about it is I think it resupplies like every couple of hours, but it refills your Deadeye, which is super important. The food, that is every 24 hours, I believe. So don't forget, if when you sleep, head over to the Grub and eat some of that food. Over here, we have games. Okay, so yeah, this is just a fun thing to do, but you also get to learn more about the people in your camp. So you get backstories on some of the folks that you play games with. And also, I think it leads to side missions that can be unlocked when you start talking to them and building your relationships. Plus, the games will switch up depending on who's sitting here. And sometimes it's just not available. If you look right now, there's no icon. I can't play any games because Pearson doesn't play games, or at least he's not right now. So it kind of depends on the time of day too, I think. So anyway, I hope this helps you out, guys. It's a pretty basic guide. I just want to talk about the absolute basics. I'll probably do a more advanced one later, but I hope you're having a fun time with the game. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It does help me out quite a bit. Take care.